pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9, I did that already. Roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Present.
Councilmember Eason. Here. Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague III.
Present.
Councilmember Ross.
Present.
Councilmember Summers Johnson. Present. Council President Wooten. Present. Also present is Joyce Lanier, City Clerk, Chris M. Hartwick, the Business Administrator, Gracia R. Montillis, the City Attorney, Kenneth Goodwin, Legislative Research Officer, Tricia Scipio, the City Clerk, and Niall Clements, the CFO. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 EDSEC, the Sunshine Law, has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the record transcript, published in the Star Ledger on July 11, 2024, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, and the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. Approval of meeting minutes, September 3rd, 2024, conference and regular meeting minutes. Is there a motion to adopt? Motion to adopt, Summers Johnson. Second?
Second what?
Motion to adopt by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Department monthly revenue collection. August 2024, Department of Community Affairs, $14,661. Department of Planning and Economic Development, $211,355. Clerk's office, we didn't collect anything. Historic preservation didn't collect anything. Over reports, we received in August 51 requests, we completed 44 and 7 are remaining. Council reports? No council reports. Communications and the council reports are all on file. If anyone from the public would like to receive one, you can contact the city clerk's office. We can send it by email, or you can come to the office. There are no communications and petitions. Citizen comments on general issues and agenda items. Members of the public wishing to address the council may do so during this portion of the meeting, must sign their name on the comment sign-up sheet. Approach the microphone when called. They're allowed a maximum of 5 minutes, and each person should be respectful to the council and beginning any remarks that's derogatory are not permitted. Speakers should be courteous and mindful of other individuals. The council will consider all comments and questions and will respond if and when appropriate, which may or may not be during this meeting.
So we're going to call Rachel Tennant.
Sorry, Councilmember Hilbert arrived at 7:07 p.m.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Rachel Tennant, Waverly Place. First, I'd like to ask if the notifications for the Zoom meetings, has that changed? We were getting it by texts and emails. That was not sent out.
We don't have any Zoom meetings. They're all in person.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, just a notification in general of the council
meeting?
the council meetings.
Okay.
Yes, has that changed? Because a lot of people were scrambling to find out. if it was happening tonight, if the meeting was...
I've asked, so I'll ask again to see if
Okay.
we can get that done for you.
Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to the Zoom meetings. When we had the Zoom meetings, we had several attorneys on the calls constantly. Were they paid extra for that, or was that a part of their normal duties? Because there were quite a few. Many with their cameras off, I might add. But I'd like to know if they were paid extra. I see there's an ordinance 40, 2024 for, nope, sorry, let me pass that one, speak on that one later. There are actually 3 lawsuits I see on tonight's agenda. Will those lawsuits be rolled into the budget, or do we have insurance to cover one or hopefully all 3 of them?
Okay.
And the next to last, repair, I saw something for street cleaner repairs. Is that for the old cleaners that we had, street cleaners, or is that to maintain our new street cleaners? So I'm asking about the council meeting. Council president, she's on it, said she's on that. Okay. The Zoom meetings, were the attorneys paid extra, or was that a part of their normal duties? The lawsuits, are they covered by insurance? And the street cleaners,
Okay.
repair contract.
Mr. B.A.
The attorneys who attend the meetings, that's part of their normal duties. They're not paid extra.
They're not paid extra, thank you.
Unless we have an outside counsel who's under contract, in which case they would be paid extra, but none of those have appeared on Zoom meetings.
Okay.
The lawsuits are all under what's called the self-insured retention limit. So that means that we pay those out of our budgetary funds. And we had funds set aside in what's called the municipal self-insurance fund, and that pays for at least 2 of these lawsuit settlements.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I missed that one. So 2 will be covered under,
Under the municipal self-insurance fund.
okay, and the other will not be,
The other one, I believe, hits the budget.
is the budget.
And as far as the street cleaners go, that resolution is for the new street sweepers, and it's for parts that are not under warranty, like the brooms and the brushes.
Okay. Still have a little time. Oh, one more thing, to the BA, that tree stump that's still dangling on the utility wires, I think it's Verizon, Comcast. That's just another lawsuit waiting to happen. So if you could get in touch with them again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Tennant. I think it's Janika Jones Vance. Janisa. Sorry.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Janisa Jones Vance, 214 Duane Street. I pretty much want an update regarding the meeting. I had spoke with Mr. Hardwick, am I saying your name correctly?
Close.
Regarding the library. Yes, I have yet to hear from you, so I just wanted to know what was the delay. I do remember speaking with you prior to your vacation, and
Yes.
I could see that you returned safely. So yes, because my goal is definitely myself, along with other colleagues from the Orange Public Schools. I have 2 other teachers who's willing to work with me, just to possibly see how we could bridge a gap between the bilingual parents or the I would say Spanish-speaking families, to possibly obtain library cards for their children, as well as volunteer if they could, because I do see that there's a language barrier as to why they may not be willing to volunteer. And I also reached out to one of the custodians at my school. She said she's willing to assist me in terms of translation. So I am, doing my part. Okay. All right. So that's all I have. I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Aisha Samuel.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Aisha
evening.
Samuel, Highland Terrace. I just have a question for Mays. Is he here tonight?
Mr. B.A.
Okay. When is Highland Terrace going to get repaid? Because it was supposed to be on the list this year, and this year is almost over.
I believe it's on the local public road improvement grant that was approved, accepted at the last meeting, which would mean it would start in the spring.
So last year you guys told me this year, and now it's 2024, and you're telling me 2025.
So the LPGA grant is for 2023, and we do the roads when the funds come in.
Okay. And people are still blocking my driveway. Somebody was almost towed yesterday or the day before, but they got in their car before the tow truck arrived. So I'm still having this issue. And I would greatly appreciate it if the city or somebody could send all of the apartment owners a letter stating that if you park in the yellow in somebody's driveway, it is not their fault that you got towed. It's your fault that you got towed because you shouldn't have parked there in the first place. Or something along those lines. That would help us out greatly. Because I'm sure that they know that they shouldn't be parked there, but they do it anyway. Because you know we have a parking situation in all of Orange. So I would greatly appreciate that. And I think that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Gloria Stewart.
I like to give credit where it's due. And also, that you have another meeting in council chamber. That's one. Came up with me, with my brother to get here and thank you in person. Thank you. I like it. Body language and all of that. But as I was so thinking, the podium, I don't know, I know it's out so you can see her, but maybe it was relocated. I don't know how to always, that's my way to feel about seeing the men over there that sit out there. I want to just start by saying one of the issues is parking. Orange 2.2 square miles, I think it is, and we're still building. And one of the concerns that I have is, and I told one of the council persons that I'm going to change Orange name to Peaks Orange Towns ship, because everything I look up got peak on it in terms of construction. And I know you have your reasons for doing it, but it's just kind of closing in. And I've been here a long time. I want to say parking permit. And I don't know how many of you remember Rudy Thomas. He was a council person. He helped design the permits for Hampton Terrace. And I'm appreciative of it. But right now we're having issues because the residents of East Orange are parking in Orange. And, true, it's public parking, but
it's taking up this parking for the actual residents. I can't go up there and park because for sure I get a ticket. So I'm just putting that as food for thought. And I'll give you another, in my working with the council, years ago, I don't know if you remember, I'm reminiscing now, Mayor Monticelli. He had a son that was also a council person. And during his position, I had an accident on Oakwood and Freeway Drive. I wrote him a letter and gave him food for thought in terms of making the lights, if he could do anything, that would turn red at the same time. So if east and west, the one that's coming and they have green, when it turns red, the other one is still red. So it gives both sides time to react in a positive way. And that's just food for thought, if you want to go to other streets that might be having some of the same problems, that's something to think about. I reminisce because it meant a lot to me to come and to try to make things better for the citizens of Orange. I retired, and I think I may have told you, in October, 51 years in the Orange School District. And I did it because I love what I did. And I miss it, to be honest with you. So it's been worth my efforts to try to make things better. That's why the employee of the school district, I gave her a little clap because I was proud that she stepped up. And I hope she brings others to continue the fight. I'm going to sit down and save for the next meeting. And please continue the meeting. I know it might be difficult for some of you, but when we put our faith in you and vote for you to be on the council, it's sacrifice you have to make. And I thank you all. Come.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's my clue to sit down.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Miss Gloria Bozeman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
That's my time running now. Okay, let me get started then, because I always have a lot to say, and I like to get it out, and I like to get it out clearly and articulately. Thank you, teacher, and find out where we can get more information. Now, I'm going to be repetitive, and is it Harwick or Harwhite? Harwhite. I thought it was white because you corrected on some occasion. I understand the significance of a name and how. So the last time I was here, you said to me, you answered that question for me before, and my question is always related to this pervasive construction that goes on in our community. I can't turn a corner where there's not a building going up. And my question will always be, what are we getting for it? And the answer that you have given to me, I don't know whether I'm being obtuse, or usually when I'm repeating a question, it's because the responses are either inconsistent, incomplete, or irrational, and I can't figure it out. So I'm going to ask again, what are we getting? Now, this is the response that you gave to me last time. It had to do with taxes. You said we found places where their taxes were not being relayed to the city. Well, these buildings that are going up will not immediately relay taxes to the city. So that doesn't make logical sense to me. You said, well, maybe it's community engagement. And I want to know where the community is going to engage, because there are no more open spaces for us to engage. There are no parking spaces. That's an issue now. I can't imagine what the issue will be when all of those people or all of those places are occupied. So I'm wondering if there was a community impact study done. I've volunteered for boards, been appointed to boards, and been elected to boards. And anytime we make a decision that might impact those we represent, there's a community impact. So I'm interested in knowing what the community impact statement said. I'm interested in knowing how many vacancies still exist there. I'm interested in knowing what is it we're going to get out of this development and how we're going to service this influx of citizens. Certainly it won't be an impact in our business community, because if you can pay $2,700 for a one-bedroom studio apartment, you're not going to shop on Main Street. Easy pickings, not your thing. You want some hair? We the Mecca. Okay, so I want to know what it is that we're going to get out, and either it's got to be quantifiable data for me or it's got to be qualitative. There are some things that can't be measured with data. So just share with me what it is that we're going to get. I want to talk about when with this first time my question was raised, you talked about the formal why, where all our children learn to swim. You talked about the why, and the why now I see has something up that says it will become a health and wellness center. You said it would move over and occupy Rossi, and Rossi would move into the bank building. The only progress I've seen, Rossi has moved into the bank building, but I don't know what's happening with the health and wellness center that's proposed. So I've said it before, I'll say it again, that if you had a community advisory board for a mural going up, there should be a community advisory board for the health and wellness center, and we should hear something about the progress of that center, not just at election time when a banner will go up, no offense, not just then, but always we need to know the progress. So my questions have to do with the community impact. How was it measured? How can it be measured? Is there a measurement? Vacancy rates in those buildings. What are we going to get from those people? Someone came here last time and they asked about something for our adolescents. If we talk about our adolescents, there are two eyesores that remain: the hospital center at Orange, the orthopedic building, and the former police station. Do something with it. What we was referred to later, and I don't want to forget it either, the listserv. I signed up and got on listservs for the planning board, the zoning board, and city council. Got one notice of a meeting and then nothing. I got to look for the meetings now. So I would ask you to continue to check on that and see what it is that's preventing us. I get a call that say they're getting ready to open the water park. Why can't I get a call that says city council meeting will be tomorrow night? So that's a good use of that robocall. I also would like to ask that the adult senior, I'm a senior, that the adult senior services, that calendar be placed on the website. I'm now I think I'm in Zumba over in Maplewood. There is no calendar that reflects what it is that you're offering for senior citizens and how we can, in fact, reserve a spot for those experiences. I'm down to 50 seconds. My questions, I hope, are clear. If not, I would be very open to clarifying them. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bozer. Harold Johnson.
My question wasn't answered about the day. That was the question.
Did you want to answer? Which one?
I'll give you one. Where's the community impact study of all of this going up? And it can be either, I said, quantitative, some data that says something to me, or qualitative. What do you actually specify as a community impact? As I told you where I'm seeing it, maybe I'm just not, seeing it.
No, sure. Each development that's been done through the redevelopment process, an outside entity has been engaged to perform a fiscal impact statement or community impact statement. Those are on file. They have to be according to the law before you can grant an abatement. So each of those impact statements are on file with the clerk's office or with the Department of Planning.
So I can see those if I choose to.
Absolutely.
So as I've said, I asked about the robocalls for the council meetings, so I'll follow up with that and ask again. There is a senior calendar. I'm not sure if it's not on the website, but there is a senior calendar. It is mailed out to people. It's dropped at buildings. And there is someone from that department. If you need to give your name and address, she's sitting right there, raising her hand. Yeah,
I'm a community dwelling senior. I'm not in a senior building.
but it's for the entire city. Okay.
It's at the senior building, and there are other seniors in the community.
But they have a mailing list that is mailed to the seniors at large who don't necessarily live in the senior buildings. And we'll have to talk to IT about posting on the web if it's not on the web.
It's supposed to be on the master calendar. We'll check. Every event is supposed to be on the master calendar on the front page of the website. On probably the first meeting in October, maybe the second meeting in October, an agreement will be on the city council's agenda for consideration to enter into a redevelopment agreement with the developer on the P3 project. And the status currently is that those agreements are being negotiated between the administration and the developer with council.
Harold Johnson.
Good evening, Council President Wooten.
Good evening.
It's good to be back in the council chambers. Hello to my former colleagues.
Hello.
City Clerk and her staff, City Attorney, V. Hartwick. It's great to stand before you guys today for a couple of minutes. I just want to bring to everyone's attention. Can you?
Address.
Oh, 235 Fuller Terrace. Just want to bring to everyone's attention that the month of September is Life Insurance Month. And we honor so many different events that go on during the course of the year. And I want to bring to the council's attention in the city that one of the most important things that we can actually discern without our whole community is the relevance and the understanding of how life insurance plays in families' wealth building. So I just want to bring for a couple of minutes, bring to your attention. Let's see here. I just have a couple of statistics to read out, and then Council President, I would like to, through the clerk's office, present each one of y'all with a statistical report from an agency that explains why life insurance is so relevant.
Sure.
All right. According to a 2024 insurance barometer study, in a record high portion of U.S. adults, 42%, representing 102 million people, say they need more life insurance. The need is greater than specific market segments. Young adults, women, Hispanics, and Blacks express a greatest need for life insurance. The study shows 49% Black Americans, 53% Hispanics say they need or need more life insurance. Over the 14 years LIMRA and Life Happens have conducted a study. Women have consistently reported lower ownership rates than men. In 2024, just 46% of women said they had coverage compared to 57% of men. Younger adults, Gen Z and millennials, more than 54 million young adults say they live with a life insurance coverage gap. In a moment, I'll explain why the statistic is frightening. The question is, why don't they buy life insurance? Consumers' biggest obstacle about life insurance is due to a lack of knowledge and misconceptions about the product and process. Just a quarter of consumers feel confident in their knowledge of life insurance. Many who are uninsured or underinsured say they don't know how much they need, which leads to procrastination. We asked how many people come up with their life insurance cost estimates. More than 54% say it's based on a gut instinct or a wild guess. This month marks Life Insurance Awareness Month, September. The perfect opportunity to dispel misconceptions and educate the many Americans who live with life insurance coverage gaps. Many in our community need to get life insurance. They need to protect their families and achieve financial security. So, Council President, many may say, I thought former Councilman Johnson went into retirement in his sunset days, just to golf. I assure you that lasted 3 to 4 months. But into retirement, little did I know I would develop a new passion and purpose, would lead me to explore and get involved in the financial services space. What I have come to learn and understand is how vital the life insurance benefit can be to families. Life insurance is more than a death benefit. I personally had so many questions about legacy, inheritance, and generational wealth. So I took a deep dive to find out the secrets of how and why many families build wealth and the majority do not. Surprisingly, all roads lead back to life insurance. So in September 2025, I will be back before you again to lift up and raise awareness. We must get the word out to everybody in our community if we are to continue this road of the depleting wealth gap amongst our citizens. A couple more statistics real quick. Oh, I ran out of time. Okay, cool. That was the egg beater. Council President, I will get those reports and hand it to the clerk.
Thank you
And
so
I'll be out
much.
of here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's it.
Motion to close citizen comments.
Motion to close, Summers Johnson. Second, Montague.
Motion to close citizen comments by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Montague III. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Council comments?
Councilwoman Eason. Joanna?
Oh, you calling on me first?
Yes, ma'am.
So, good evening, everyone. um, I just have a couple of announcements. On Thursday, September the 19th, the Vision of Motor Vehicles will be at St. Matthew's Church, 336 Oakwood Avenue, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is on the city website, so you can go online and register. However, if you cannot register and you want to walk in, you can do that. Just be aware that it might take you a little time to get service because they have to take the people that are registered online first, and they cap it at 40 residents per session. So if you're willing to wait patiently, you will get service. But don't get upset if you have to wait a few minutes for that to happen, but they will take care of you. Because I know some people call and say they can't get onto the website, or they can't get onto the what do you call it, that little thing to register.
QR code.
Yeah, so, but it will be there Thursday, and then it will be back again on October the 21st. Second thing is on Thursday, September the 26th, between 6 and 9 p.m., we will host a first-time home buyer seminar at Cross and Crown Community Complex, 476 Thomas Boulevard, and it's going to be put on by the Essex County. We're bringing in the first-time home buyers represented from Essex County, and we're going to talk about how to buy a home. How do you get the money? There is some resources available. You just have to apply, but it's going to teach you how to fill out the forms, go through the process, and how to work with some of the realtors and how to get bank loans and all of that. So that's Thursday, September the 26th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Cross and Crown Community Complex, 476 Thomas Boulevard. We're trying to encourage our young people to invest in home and to buy homes, because that is called generational wealth. So they have something to leave, or they can stay put and not worry about all of the development is going up. If they own their own home, save their money, then they don't have to worry about how high the rent is. I have a question for our business administrator, Hartwack. When we talk about volunteers, is it true that they have to do a background check in order to volunteer, especially if they're around children?
It depends. It depends. It's not an easy question to answer. Right.
So they
off
don't
the
have
top
to
of
have
my
a
head.
background check done?
Well, if they're working with children directly, then they have to have a background check.
But even if they're volunteering and they come in contact with children, don't they have to?
That's where it gets a little gray.
Does the city pay for that, or they have to pay for that out of their pocket?
What, the background check? They pay. They pay.
Beg your pardon?
They pay.
They pay, right?
Yeah.
And I think when people talk about volunteering, that's one of the things that we should specify when you respond, and let them know anybody can volunteer. That more than likely they'll require a background check. because I know that's usually a state law if you're gonna touch children, be with kids, because everybody is nervous today about their children, who's being around their children and who's touching them and getting involved. Because I work at a school and I know that is part of the critical thing that has to happen. And I just want to say my condolences to Thomas Edwards and his family. We all love Tommy. He was in the community, always giving food, making sure he was active. He spent a lot of time in Colgate Park and at Three Corner Deli giving out food. So I just want to give my condolences to his family. Thank you.
Councilman Ross.
Thank you, Council President. Few topics I want to hit upon, and I want to talk to you, Chris, BA. Parking. I know we had several conversations, but this is regarding parking on Lincoln and Highland Avenue, where we have 66 parking spots that was given to us as a community benefit from Peak Development. Mr. BA, we need parking now. We need parking tonight. We need parking right now. Okay. I know the last time we spoke, you said we're waiting for the parking authority to come into play, but I don't understand why we have to wait for the parking authority. We can do this on our own. We can, determine if it's going to cost anything, and we can do the permits or whatever we have to do. But I don't understand what we're waiting for. Okay, I can barely walk around the corner without people asking me all the time, what about these empty spaces? And I went to Peak Development, I spoke to them, and I told you that they're waiting. The spots are there. What are we waiting for? I also want to talk about the Lincoln Avenue Old Police Department. And this is a legal question probably for you, Ross. That's been sitting there vacant for years and years and years. Okay, there's a lot of vacant properties all over the city that are eyesores, that is hazardous. Squatters could be there. There's environmental issues. How long can a property stay vacant? Even though these folks are paying taxes and what have you, but it's an eyesore. Okay, and we got students that walk past that police department every day. Anything can happen. It's not a safe space. So my question again is, how long can we let a property stay vacant and dilapidated? Another question. Nassau and Valley Road. I rode down there a couple weeks ago. It was a one-way street. Rode down there a couple of days ago. It's not a one-way any longer.
I can tell you about that.
Okay, that's that. I heard it was a trial period. What is the results from the trial period? What are we going to do?
Part of that road is in West Orange. So we have to cooperate with West Orange to determine what they want to do.
Okay.
Council President, can I just add to that?
Sure.
That was my legislation. The signs were taken down. We received an email, and within one day of the email, the signs were taken down. Last night, I called a councilman from West Orange. He wasn't even aware that the signs came down. He thought we took them down. But the email said on the West Orange side, we're going to take ours down. So Orange had to take theirs down so it wouldn't be an accident. It was up for a trial period. I did not receive one complaint. The one complaint I received was about the gym activity and that the people were still parking. But that to me was a simple fix. It being a one way, I didn't receive any complaints. So for me to do a pilot for 30 days and you don't receive any complaints, I was thinking we would come back to the drawing board and say what was the pros and cons, but it didn't happen. It literally, the signs came down. So now I have to reintroduce it, and I'm waiting for the councilman to call me back because he wanted to talk to all his council members to make sure they were also on the same accord because he didn't know they came down.
Wow.
Yes. Sorry, but that's the truth.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I got an explanation.
Yeah.
Right? One day's there.
Yes,
next day's
trust me. Yes.
Well, to be fair, it was a trial period, and that's all that could be done and authorized without two councils, one in West Orange, one in Orange, with engineering reports and the study based on the 30-day pilot, coming together and deciding that they wanted to make it a one-way street. That doesn't happen overnight.
But my question was, Chris, was that, and I understand it doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight, but I'm just looking for the result of why it was a one-way and what are we gonna do in the future? Is it gonna continue to be a one-way or are we gonna leave it the way it is? That's all.
Answer the vacant.
Answer
the vacant.
The next one was Scotland Road. Again, there's another pothole on the bridge going southbound on Scotland Road that needs to be filled. So I guess we'll reach out to Mr. Bloodsoe for that. And I want to know when the 6 to 9 program will begin. Okay. In light of the recent shootings, I think it's very important to keep our kids off the streets and provide a safe havens for them. I would like to see a more diverse program. In addition to the sports that they provide, I would like to see tutoring. I would like to see SAT prep classes, how to fill out college applications, etiquette classes, how to dress for success, resume writing, public speaking, and job readiness. I think we need to equip all our kids with all the information and everything we can to make them a success in their young adult lives. So again, I just need to know when that 6 to 9 program will begin. And I look forward to more educational things other than playing sports in the gym. And also, and this is the last thing, I'm sorry. Tomorrow we have an election. For those of you that don't know, it's a congressional election. The late Donald Payne Jr. seat is up for grabs. So I'm asking everyone, please, we have a tendency of not coming out to vote. We always have a low turnout, but voting, as you should know, is very, very important to our community. And again, it's tomorrow for the congressional seat. Please come out. Also, we have 48 days remaining for the presidential election, which is on Tuesday, November the 5th. This will be a life-changing election. Please get all your relatives and friends and everybody, your dog, anybody, to come out and vote. But I shouldn't have used dog because I take that back.
Please.
But this, again, this will be life-changing. And again, please come out, get anybody just grab them. Let's go. Let's go to the polls, okay? And let's vote. We don't want to go back. And guess what? We will not go back, okay? Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Ross. Councilwoman Hilbert.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to send my condolences to the family of Thomas Edwards, also the family of Tadaya and Titan Hill. Those are West Ward residents. They passed. Father and daughter passed within 4 months of each other, so some of the family members are grieving at this time. I also want to speak towards the recent incident that happened near Metcalf Park. Being that the school season just started, we're hearing a lot of news of a lot of schools having early suspension or sending children home early because of threats and concerns. I think it would be really awesome if the police station could do another active shooter drill. I believe the 2 councilmen did something similar like that earlier this year. I think it would be really good if we did something like that again. It's sad that we have to do it, but it's always better to be prepared, and we want our kids to know what to do in a case of a crisis. So These are conversations that I'm having with my children after school, come straight home type of thing. I know Orange Police Department does what they can, and our administration, they do what they can, but we also want to make sure that our students and our young people are knowledgeable and they know where they can go, where it's safe. Moving past that, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that are going to be happening in the West Ward. I'm sorry, not just the West Ward, but on September 19th and September 20th, we will be having recruitment for Girl Scouts. Orange is finally getting a troop again. All right. And Girl Scouts is not just about cookie season, okay? We are going to be having a program. We're going to be teaching them how to be young entrepreneurs. We're going to be teaching them about financial literacy, civic engagement, STEM courses, and also community building. The recruitment is going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. Again, that's at Orange Public Library this Thursday and Friday. The deadline is September 30th to sign up. You can reach out to me if you have more questions. My next event that we're going to be planning is September 26th at 6 p.m. I did mention this at the last council meeting. We're going to have a West Ward community meeting so we could talk about what we're looking to see in the remaining months of this year and what we would like to work on towards next year. Also on October 12th, I'm going to be working with Public Works to have a day of service. We're going to have West Ward cleanup from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if anybody's interested in volunteering and getting involved, we would love to have you. We're going to have coffee and donuts and a good time. And we welcome all students to come get their volunteer hours early. Don't wait till the end of the year. So that would be amazing just to see everybody come out while the weather is still good. I did have some questions regarding repavement, but I know Director Mays is not here. So that will be an email. And then my other question is for Business Administrator Hartwig. In regards to our repavement, have we ever considered the parking lot, the public parking lot that's adjacent to City Hall?
For repavement?
Yes, because
Yes,
there's a serious dip in there.
We've actually done a survey of all the municipal parking lots.
Okay.
And we have a list of which ones are the worst ranked. And we're looking for funding to do them.
So you're going to list them in need, priority of need of
Correct.
replacement. Okay. Do you have like a time frame on that? Next year?
It depends upon available funding.
The development funding?
Available funding.
Oh, available funding. Okay. Available funding. And then my question is going back to the old police station on Lincoln Avenue. A lot of people were asking me because it's looking unkept, and they wanted to know too. I know West Orange did something similar where there was a property that was given to a developer, and then they ended up in court, and a lot of things happened where the city was able to retrieve the property back. So is this something that we can do in basically lack of development? We don't want to have another Orange Memorial on our hands. That's something that could just be given either back to Orange Public School System, or it's something that we could utilize to create another community space.
Well, the property was sold to a developer, so the city doesn't own it anymore. So whatever discussions would have to take place would have to be between the administration and the current developer. And the discussions that have taken place is what his timetable is for the development of the site. The agreement specifies a time frame. He's still within that time frame to start. So the agreement spells out what happens in the event that he doesn't meet those terms.
I don't remember when they took over. Was it 2018, 2019 until they purchased?
I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was 2021 or 2022.
Okay.
Because we used some of the funds to balance the budget.
Okay. I remember they did like some type of presentation over at Our Lady of the Valley. So what is the time frame for them?
I have to go back and look at the agreement.
Okay. Thank you so much, Council President.
You good? Okay, thank you. Councilman Montague.
Good evening, everyone. Our city has been hit hard this year with untimely deaths, so I just want to say my condolences to everyone in the city that has lost a loved one, including the Edwards family. One thing I want to, this is to Chris Hartwig. This is regarding 4/17/2024. The Colgate Park Horizon Blue Cross fitness campaign grant. Can you explain that, please?
What was the number again?
417, 417. Seemed like we're accepting the grant, but we had to match it, correct?
There's a $50,000 grant that requires matching of $50,000. The project that's been outlined, it actually has a cost of $106,000. So there would be an additional $6,000 that would have to be raised. The project is an open fitness court, which is sort of like an outdoor gym, using body weight only exercises and facilities that facilitate body weight exercises.
Similar to Central Playground?
Similar, but a little bit more advanced.
Okay. All right. And I wanted to talk about the e-ticket machines. How many do we currently have working?
Working?
Yes.
There's, I believe, 14 that work.
14? Okay, so we have enough.
Well, that doesn't mean we have enough.
We don't have enough.
Because we need handheld units. There's going to be a follow-up resolution to the resolution that's on the agenda tonight. That'll probably be next week, which is for additional equipment, and for a period of 3 years.
Okay.
And the equipment will include handheld mobile units, because we'd like to go to the mobile units as opposed to the car-mounted units, because they have multiple flexibility in terms of use.
All right, thank you. And I defer to my council colleagues. Thank you.
Councilman Coley.
Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome.
I'll be brief. We have a shred event coming up October 12th. Make sure you bring all your unwanted mail, to the back of City Hall. It's a good event. Public Works, they put a lot of preparation into this event, so make sure that we maximize it. And I just want to piggyback on Councilwoman Easton. They're going to be doing a home buying seminar soon. But a lot of times, those seminars doesn't mean a hill of beans to people, because if your credit is jacked up, nothing you can do. And I just want to tell people, if you can go once a year to freecreditreport.com and do your credit reports, running your all three agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, get copies of all your credit reports. I believe one or two even give you your score, and then the other ones, they make you pay an additional fee if you want to get your score. But in this day and age in technology, where we have a lot of identity theft, I think everyone in this room knows someone that has been a victim of identity theft. It's imperative to make sure that you monitor your credit. Again, like I said, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and you can run all three of your credit reports at no cost. It's something that we have to as a community get better at. We do all the other things, but folks just don't be responsible of taking care of their credit. Main Street has been getting a lot of work, and I think that's PSNG putting some pipes in. And this new ordinance that was sponsored by Councilman Ross. Is PSNG plan on repaving that entire length of Main Street?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not covered by the ordinance, by the way.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you very much, Council President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my condolences to the Thomas family. Tommy was I used to call him Tommy from the fifth floor, always smiling, always in a good mood. His sister Faith, I went to high school with her, his only sister. So I want to send my condolences out to him. So for the active shooter for students, we do it every month. By law, we have to do active shooter. So they might be active shootered out. I'm gonna tell you, it's when you do it with the students, it's never fun, especially when in reality they can look on the news and see it actually happened. So the whole being quiet, the whole lights out, and then you have to alert the parents that you had an active shooter. We have to do it just like fire drills. We have to do that every single month. Something I dread to do, but it does need to be done. I mean, you can't get enough practice. When you spoke about the 6 to 9, I agree. My only thing is there's a fine line between recreation and the school system and the school board, and I think we need to share calendars because many of the things you named, Councilman Ross, the school district actually does. They're getting ready to have like a FAFSA night to explain to the parents how to fill out the paperwork for college and all of those things. I just think it would be awesome if we share calendars. We might be trying to do something they already do. You know what I mean? Especially the guidance department with that. I think our guys need to know how to tie a tie, wear a suit, which they do in the middle school with Mr. Miller. They were able to learn how to dress for success. So we just need to start having more conversations with the school board because we're literally doing the same things or wanting the same things. And I also think residents don't know that if your child does not attend Orange Public Schools, but they live in Orange, they can still participate in the activities. Because my son attends Haywood and one of his friends is homeschool and he still is able to participate. And I think residents need to know that they're paying taxes into a school and they still have the right to be there. So we probably need to get that message out more as well. I want to give a shout out to our 2 female principals in the South Ward. Miss Woods, Haywood Avenue, she's a new principal. She cracks me up every morning. She has the speaker with the music pumping. She opens the door for my son. He is not used to this type of energy, but I'm cracking up because he's just like, oh God, there she goes, there she goes. But it's just this positive energy that we need around education. And some kids go to school to learn, some kids go to school for love, and it's just awesome that we're trying to fill those voids. Principal Cook at Forestry, she just had her welcome back where she brings the community out on a Saturday. It's awesome to see the families out there. So we're doing some great things in the schools and we just wanted to shout them out. We had an awesome debate watch party. I've never been to a watch party before. I'm usually home with my parents screaming at the TV, but being around like-minded people, it felt so good. And there were reporters there. They were laughing at us because you would have thought we were really like in the room with them. But I just think that energy needs to keep going all the way to the polls. So I'm so glad that it was a thought on the phone that became reality. Next thing I know, we're eating chicken and some good food and in the library where I videotaped it. And some people were like, I haven't seen the inside in a long time. So it's almost like we have to tell the good news because there's really no one that's going to do it. With that in mind, I continue to tell Southport residents, I'm not on Real Talk. Real Talk is not a real page. The person who originally made it passed away. When she made Orange Real Talk, it was supposed to be positive things going on in the city. It has now turned into a place where it's really sad, even early in the morning. I'm not on there, but people screenshot and send me stuff. But if you want to get to me, the best way would be 1-862 272-1155. If you really, really want the problem solved, if you just want to go on social media, continue. But if you really, really, really want to get help, 1-862-272-1155. With that being said, my South Ward meetings are coming back, and they'll be right here in council chambers from 6 to 7:30 on October 23rd. And I also have community service hours available on October 27th. So they can call me, any students that need hours. I believe they need like 100. So I have some hours available. We're going to be doing some arts and crafts at a nursing home with some seniors. Before my father passed, and I'm not going to cry today, I'm strong, I'm telling you, it gets better. He was in a nursing home, and I didn't see a lot of visitors. So I got to see firsthand how important it is to come out and see our people. And last but not least, East Orange and Orange will finally be playing in a homecoming game. We haven't played in like 20 years, I want to say, for homecoming. It will be September 28th, and we're having homecoming tailgating. The game is at 6 p.m. and tailgating starts, I believe, setup is around 3, so we'll be out there from 3 until 9. But that's on September 28th, homecoming, Orange High School against East Orange High School, and we've linked up with East Orange High School, so their alumni will be tailgating with us to try to show these kids we play against each other, and then we love on each other. There's no, like, it's not a hate thing, and that's what our youth don't really understand. And for the youth, it gets very dangerous when we battle other towns with social media. I go to the games, and it can get scary at the end of the games because they take it to another level. So we just have to, as adults, show them that we all are connected. Everyone in Orange probably has a relative or knows someone close to them in East Orange, West Orange, South Orange, and we just need to bring that unity back. But we have to be unified as Orange as well. So thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Council President, could I just
Yes, ma'am.
do one, I forgot one announcement. On Thursday, September the 19th, there will be a book signing book tour at the Orange Public Library. And the book is called It Takes a Village to Raise a Reader. And this is one of our Board of Education members who has written a book about teaching our kids to read. So we're inviting all parents to come out, buy the book, because we need to make sure that our kids read more and get rid of their cell phones sometime. So it's Thursday, September the 19th from 4:30 to 6:30. So come and, you always talk about the library, so let's come and support the library. And I just want to follow up on one thing, and I don't know if, as it relates to the police building on Lincoln Avenue, the Orange Planning Board already has a developer, and we approved a design for that building. So I guess we just need to follow up to see when that developer is going to start construction and tear down the old building. Because we did that during the COVID, that the developer was selected and the design was approved by Orange Planning. So I guess a business administrator, we need to find out where that is. Is he going to do the building? Is he not going to do the building? And then maybe he should let the residents know that he's not going to follow through on that.
That's it. Councilwoman Easton, anything?
Oh, is Dr. Jackie Bobbian Blanton is the author of that book. And she works at the Board of Education. She was running the Early Childhood Development Center, but now she's at the Orange Board. So come out and get the book. Let's support our own.
Councilwoman Easton, you have something else?
I'm good, thank you.
The Pink October.
Oh, that's right. October 5th, we'll do Pink Out for Orange and East Orange. Now that's an event where East Orange and Orange collaborate together. We march together, we get along together. We're gonna start at Elmwood Park, come up Central Avenue, and end at Orange Park. So if you want to march, come out on October the 5th. Councilman Wooten, do you have the flyer up?
I do.
You want to just tell what time?
Let me see.
I don't have the flyer up.
It is Saturday, October 5th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's going to start in Elmwood Park. in East Orange. So are we walking from Elmwood to Orange and then back to Elmwood?
Yes, I will have, the Orange High School band is gonna participate.
Okay.
And our ROTC group might also participate.
Okay. All right. And if you like to get a limited T-shirt, I think that's $25.
$25, yes.
Okay. All right.
And you can register at Elmwood Park to walk, because part of the fundraising of that is that I think there's a fee to register so they can raise money to support Pink Out in Orange.
Mhm.
And it's for cancer. So all of the money raised will go towards cancer research.
That's it.
Council President.
Yes, Councilman Ross.
I have just one announcement that I forgot. And this is regarding our county exec, Joey D, and the Board of County Commissioners. They're having their annual Essex County Senior Wellness Day for seniors only. It's a free event, and it's on Tuesday, September 24th. That's next Tuesday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Cody Arena in West Orange, Northfield Avenue. They're going to have health screenings, musical entertainment, dancing, free food, farmers market will be there, exercise demonstrations, valuable information, and there's free admission to Turtleback Zoo for all the seniors. This will be Tuesday, September 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you.
That's it.
And Councilman Wooten.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, but let him know that from Orange, we are taking buses. If the seniors want to sign up, they can sign up in City Hall, right? Call City Hall. If any senior wants to ride up there on the bus.
Andrea.
Just sign up, order those compartment, our bus ever come to the City Hall, you will then go to the
Ever come to the bus, Mike.
You have come up to the mic, please.
You cannot yell from the audience now.
Hi. State your name and address, please.
Andrea Stewart, 66 Hampton Terrace. So yes, transportation will be provided by the city. So we will be picking up the seniors that morning, bringing them to City Hall. You will board a charter bus, and from there, you will get dropped off to the wellness event. When you come back, our buses will drop you off again at home. There will be 2 charter buses that we have reserved. One is already full, so we do have about 55 more seats available for the second bus.
Okay. Could you give me a number?
Yes. Phone numbers are 973-952-6118, 973-952-6119, 973-952-6120.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So I think everything's been announced that's going on in the city. I am going to bring back Coffee and Conversations. It'll be the last Saturday of each month. It will be, the first one will be in City Council chambers, but as you know, we go from restaurant to restaurant, and to the brewery. We've been to the cafe. We've been to Bella Italia, so it'll be in various spots in the city of Orange. To Councilwoman Hilbert and Councilwoman Summers Johnson, I have been pondering something called Christopher's Initiative. And I've been going back and forth with Councilwoman about it and my other friends, but I've decided to start it, and I've reached out to several ministers and pastors in the town. So in 2019, Governor Murphy signed legislation aimed at enhancing safety in public facilities. This law allows facilities of a certain size to submit their building plans to local authorities. The goal is simple: to enable first responders to navigate these spaces efficiently during emergency, potentially saving lives in critical moments. So, inspired by this legislation, driven by the personal pain of losing my son, I am launching Christopher's Initiative. This initiative will seek to engage with churches, other facilities, stores, bars, restaurants, whomever wants to be involved in this, to submit your plans to the police department, Because if God forbid something happens in your space and they have to come out, they'll be able to tell where doors are and walls are, and it'll be safe. I've talked to several ministers in the town, and they're telling me to put it up and they're forward. They're going to help me reach out to other ministers. And that's what I'm going to do in honor of my son, but in honor of anybody who's lost anybody to any type of gun violence. I didn't lose him to a mass shooting. It wasn't drug related. There were no gangs. I lost my son, and it was a gun. It wasn't an AR, whatever those horrible guns are. It was a ghost gun that has no serial numbers, that has nothing. So if we can just save like one life with doing this, it's still one life that's saved. And you just have to remember that behind all those people are families. So that's the most important part. Thank you so much.
There are no ordinances on second reading, public hearing. Ordinance on introduction, first reading, 38-2024, an ordinance rescinding ordinance 28-2024, amending chapter 200.10.2 entitled Residential Permits Parking Zone A. Permit parking hours on Oakwood Avenue between Central Avenue and Wilson Place. Is there a motion to adopt on first?
Motion to adopt on first, Summers Johnson.
Second, Coley.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Coley on that motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
39-2024, an ordinance amending chapter 200.10.2 entitled Residential Parking, Permit Parking Zone A. Permit parking hours on Oakwood Avenue between Central Avenue and Wilson Place, sponsored by Councilwoman Wooten. Is there a motion to adopt on first?
Motion, Montague.
Second. Second, Summers Johnson.
Motion by Councilmember Montague III, second by Councilmember Summers Johnson. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. 40-2024. An ordinance to amend and supplement the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 185, entitled Streets and Sidewalks, to create Article 13, entitled Street Construction, Repair, and Maintenance, sponsored by Councilmember Ross. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Second. Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember
Montague.
III. On the motion, seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. 41-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicap Parking Spaces, 353 Alden Street. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Second, Wooten.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Wooten. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. 42-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicap Parking Spaces, 86 Ward Street. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Second.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Wooten. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. All the final readings will be October 15th, 2024. Consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Council members, any items you wish to remove? No.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Council President.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, 415, 416, 418. And 438.
Any other items, council members? The consent agenda consists of 413, 414, 417, 419, 420, 421, 422, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428, 429, 430, 431, 432, 433, 434, 435, 436, 437, 439, 440, 441, 442, 443, 444, and 445, and 446. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt consent agenda, Summers Johnson.
Okay, motion to adopt the consent agenda, Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Coley on the motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Consent agenda passed. 415-2024. A resolution to accept funds from New Jersey Department of Health, Office of Local Public Health for the 2025 Strengthening Local Public Health Capacity Program Grant. Is there a motion to adopt? Second?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Eason, second by Councilmember Wooten on the motion.
On the motion, Chris B.A. Hardwick, what is this, grant being used for?
We have people on staff who go out to the senior community and other communities to promote health and wellness and to prevent disease, healthy behaviors in communities, etc.
So this grant is help pay for the employees that's,
Correct.
okay. And are we sharing this with Belleville?
Yes, it's a 60-40 split, 60 for us, 40 for them.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else on the motion? Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. 416-2024. A resolution to confirm the acceptance of grant funds from the New Jersey Department of Agriculture for the 2023 Summer Food Service Program in the amount of $436,579.31. Is there a motion? Move, Wooten.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilmember Wooten, second by Councilmember Montague III on the motion.
On the motion, DA Chris, this was for the summer food program during the summer, right?
Correct.
How did we pay for that during the summer?
We got we pay for it out of our budget and we get reimbursed through the grant.
Okay, my second question is, how come this is not on the grant approval list, which is on here. Just 1 second. For where we got accepted grants.
You mean the resolution?
Yeah, 438-2024. This is not listed on there.
Because the chapter 59 has already been done for the summer food grant.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, if I may, pardon the interruption. So this resolution, Councilman Ross, which is 416, is actually for the year 2023. So this is just a formality for the 2023 grant. The 2024 summer food grant was included in the adopted budget. It's a different amount. It came in at $158,432.
Okay. Thank you.
Oops. Anyone else on the motion?
On the motion,
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Council President, through you to the Business Administrator Hartwig, when will we go out to bid or renew the contract?
When will we go out to bid for 2025?
I think you said it happens like right before December,
I think it happens in November.
November?
I'll have to look.
Okay, thank you. That is all.
Anyone else on the motion? Seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. 418-2024. A resolution ratifying the extension of the contract and authorizing payment to Mercury Public Affairs LLC, 200 Vartnick Street, Suite 600, New York, New York, 10014, for federal government consulting services for the month of January 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2022, an amount not to exceed $25,000. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Eason, second.
Second, Hilbert.
On the motion?
Motion, BA Chris, just explain to me what this consulting services is for.
Sure. It was for services that were performed between January 22 and May of 22, where there was no resolution extending the contract. And those services included lobbying the federal government and certain federal government administrative agencies on the city's behalf with respect to American Rescue Plan funds, as well as the Infrastructure Investment Act funds.
Okay, so this is paying a past bill.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Anyone else on the motion?
Will we be using them again?
They're not currently under contract.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
Abstain? 4438-2024. A resolution authorizing approval to amend the CY 2024 municipal budget by inserting items of revenue and appropriation totaling $292,554 in additional grant funding. Is there a motion?
Move. Say the right number. Second.
I didn't say the right number?
I thought it.
438.
That's 438. I
438.
thought you said 440 something. Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it 430? Because I'm looking at 438.
92,000 is 438.
yeah, 438-2024. Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to read it over?
No.
Oh, okay. Is there a motion?
Move. Wooten. Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Wooten, second by Councilmember Eason on the motion.
Yeah, on the motion. I seen in the packet that we have before us, 4/15/2024 for the 74,664 for the New Jersey Strengthening Local Public Health Capacity. I see that ordinance and I see the one for $50,000 up, which is 4/17/2024. But now I don't see anything for the 167,890.
That resolution was accepted at the prior city council meeting on September 3rd, 2024. If you give me 1 minute, I'll give you the resolution number.
No, you can give it to me another time. I'm sure it's been done. I just didn't see it in our package, so that was my concern.
It was already accepted.
Okay. Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome. Anyone else on the motion? Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Council members, is there any other business that you wish to discuss at this time? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Summers Johnson. Second.
Motion to adjourn by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Montague the third. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
This meeting is adjourned at 8:30 p.m. Don't forget to go vote tomorrow.
Right.
And thank you for letting me out here early because I got to get up and go to work at 5 a.m.
City open at 8:30.
Oh, thank you.